Okay, so hello students. So today we will continue our lesson from the last week about the chapter 4, the atmosphere, section 2, energy transfer in the atmosphere. Okay, so for today you will be able to explain the water cycle and its effect on the weather pattern and the climate. Okay, so for the water cycle that take place in the earth, there are three processes on the water cycle. Okay, so the first one is evaporation. Evaporation is the energy from the sun cause the water to change from a liquid to gas, and then the water that evaporate from the lake, from the stream and the ocean enter the earth, the atmosphere. For the second process is condensation. Condensation is the process in which the water vapor change to liquid. The cloud form when the condensation occurs high in the atmosphere. That the clouds are made up of tiny water droplets that can collect to the form larger drop. Okay, so for the last process is precipitation. Precipitation is the water falling from the cloud, including the rain, snow, sleet, and hail, who form determined by the air temperature. Okay, now let's look at this picture. Okay, so for the first step of the water cycle is evaporation. So for evaporation is the process that the sun heat the water in the stream, in the lake, and then it will change the water from the liquid to the gas, and then the gas it will up to the sky, or can say in the atmosphere, that we call water vapor. So this process is evaporation, and then the evaporation it will up to the high the atmosphere, that is a condition of the cold, and then the water vapor it will form into the cloud. So the cloud is made up of a tiny water droplet that form a cloud from grower larger and larger. So the process is called condensation. And then the heavy of the cloud cannot stay in the atmosphere. It will fall down to the earth, that in form of rain, the snow, the sleet, and hail. So this process is called precipitation. So for the water cycle it will repeat again and again. Okay, now let's watch the video about the water cycle.
Raindrops fall. First, we'll meet the sun. When the sun shines on water on the Earth's surface, the heat of the sun warms the water, turning it into an invisible gas called water vapor. This process, the changing of water into a gas, is called evaporation. Because gases are lighter than liquids, water vapor rises up into the sky, and the further you move up and away from the Earth's surface, the colder the temperature gets. So in the sky, the water vapor cools and changes back into tiny water droplets. This change is called condensation and is the opposite of evaporation. Clouds are made up of tiny water droplets, so when condensation occurs in the sky, clouds form and grow. Let's take a closer look. When water droplets bump into one another, they stick together and grow in size. They continue to grow until they are too heavy and fall as rain. They even grow as they bump into one another on their journey from the cloud to the ground. And every single raindrop that reaches the ground is made up of 1 million of the original tiny water droplets. Raindrops fall on the ground surface where the sun can shine on them, and the whole process happens again. This is called the water cycle and keeps water moving from the ground to the sky, providing the water needed for plants, animals, and people to survive. So now you know.
Okay, thank you, student. Okay, see you next week.